This podcast is sponsored by Joy Greenberg, independent wellness advocate for doTERRA products. Allison, how often would you say that we are coughed and sneezed on in classrooms?
Oh gosh, a lot.
Happened to me just the other day. Right in my face.
Oh gosh, you needed On Guard.
I really did. Tell them why.
On Guard can be used year-round. However, during fall and winter, use it more often because it supports our immune systems.
As luck would have it, I actually do use it every day.
Oh, that's good for you.
Yeah.
You must
and
have
look,
a healthy...
I'm sounding healthy, even though the child sneezed on me. Okay, just saying. Listeners of this podcast who sign up for a no-obligation wholesale account through Joy will receive a free beginner's kit of lemon, lavender, and peppermint, along with a list of 101 uses. But remember, you have to sign up through Joy because she's our sponsor. Tell them how to do it, Allison.
Go to howpreschoolteachersdoit.com and click on sponsor offers and follow the instructions.
Right. And now we're going to get to our episode.
Welcome to How Preschool Teachers Do It.
This is Allison Kentos. I am an early childhood educator.
And this is Cindy Tarabush. I am an early childhood consultant.
This podcast is for parents and early childhood professionals.
Let our experience and research-based knowledge become your guide.
Hello, everyone. We're back on the How Preschool Teachers Do It podcast. We have a topic today that actually started out in one of my blog articles. It's become a popular blog article that people have been widely sharing, and the message of it has become something that I say all the time when I'm out and about talking to educational professionals in any way. Allison and I spoke about it, and we wanted to bring it to the podcast because we just can't figure out why people are doing it. The topic is saying no thank you when a child behaves inappropriately.
Right. Doesn't make sense.
Child smacks you in the head, and an adult looks at them and goes, "No, thank you, honey." Tacking on thank you to the word no does not make it a positive approach to discipline.
Yeah, but I do think that's why people do it. It's because they think it's positive. Yeah.
That's not what positive discipline is.
Right.
I don't even, this has become an epidemic. And that's actually the title of my blog article. My blog, by the way, if you want to see the article, you can get to my blog on my website, which is helpingkidsachieve.com. You can find the article there. You could just go to the search on the upper right in the blog itself and search thank you. I'm pretty sure you'll find it. Or no thank you.
Or no thank you. Yeah.
I can't, why? I don't understand. So here's how I explain it to people when I'm talking to them, that phrase, no thank you. And as I said before, tacking on thank you to the word no doesn't make it a really great approach to a child's inappropriate behavior. When we use the word thank you, Allison, in our language, in our culture, right, and we say no thank you, what are we usually turning away?
When somebody offers you something like, would you like this piece of cake, Cindy?
Correct.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Because
no, thank you.
Ordinarily, we're turning away something like food because we ordinarily would like that piece of cake. We just don't want it right now. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
So,
you don't want it, and you are at least being polite by saying, "But thank you for offering it to me."
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad you offered it to me. That was very wonderful and friendly. But I don't want it right now, or I don't ever want it, right?
Right.
That's the meaning of no thank you. So when a child smacks you upside the head and you look at them and you say, no thank you, what you're saying is, I know a lot of people like to be smacked upside the head. Ordinarily, I might like to be smacked upside the head, but I don't really want that now, but thank you.
But... Yeah,
for the offer. Thank you for the offer.
Thank you for offering me the smack upon the head. I'm declining the offer right now.
Right now, but check with me later.
But check with me in an hour, you know.
Because then maybe I want to be hit.
Right.
That's what we're saying, folks.
Yeah.
So we're saying, so, you and I are on the podcast and we can't get the reaction. So I'm going to share with you the reaction I get. And this is basically how I describe it to people when I'm doing trainings, when I'm doing keynotes, I'm sneaking this information in there, no matter the topic, as often as I can, because it's got to stop. This notion that that's a good approach to behavior has to stop. It is not a good approach to behavior. It is a confusing message. It's wrong use of the phrase, so it is confusing, and it's not going to change their behavior. Here's the reaction that I get when I say this to people who are sitting in front of me live. As soon as I say, when we say no thank you in our culture, we mean ordinarily I might like that. I just don't want it right now. And when I say that, it elicits all sorts of laughter and giggling. People they blush, they look a little guilty sometimes, and they just start laughing because they realize how absurd it is.
Right.
I would like to find the first person who decided that saying no thank you is a really great way to teach children about behavior, and I would like to sit them down and talk to them because it's not.
Yeah, why would it? Yeah, I would like to meet that person too because I don't understand how it even came about. I don't understand that.
I don't know. It was just all of a sudden everywhere.
I know. Now everyone uses it. I don't get that.
And they use it in kind of strange ways. I was talking to someone who works as a teacher, and we were talking about behavior. We were talking about when children do certain things that children do, okay? And they need to learn that that's not acceptable behavior in a classroom, for example. She said to me, I look at my students and I say to them, that's a no thank you. What?
She says it that way?
She says it that way. That's a no thank you. What? I don't understand this at all.
Doesn't even make sense as a sentence.
Is that even English?
I'm not even sure.
So you and I talk all the time about not to mock children. So here's what we're going to do. Adults who are listening to us, if this is something you've done, I need you to understand, please. Allison and I are not mocking you. We need you to see what it is. Please, if there's a better way for you to see what it is you're doing, just tell me. I can't. Please stop doing that. What you need to do when a child smacks you upside the head is tell them some facts, right? You have to tell them that hurts me.
Right.
Hitting people hurts them. We are going to be kind. Our hands go on our own body. When you need that thing that I'm holding, you need to say, can I please have that? Right. Now I'm talking about their behavior. Or I know you were frustrated. I know that you were frustrated. I'm sorry you were so frustrated. And we can't go outside because it is raining very hard. Not no thank you to kicking me in the shin when I said we couldn't go outside.
Yeah, because also saying no thank you doesn't give them what the options are that they could do instead of smacking me on the head. So if you say no thank you, they're like, okay, yeah, whatever, but I'm still mad and I still want this thing and I don't know how to express myself. So next time I'm this way and you didn't help me learn how to express my frustration, I'm just going to do it again, right? Whereas what Cindy just said is kind of gave this child, no, we don't do that, or whatever it is. No, I know you're frustrated. That hurts me. When you are frustrated, you can tell me.
Right, because what a positive approach what a positive approach really is going from the child's strengths and saying to them, when this happens, here's what you can do, here's what you can say, here's a can-do situation, right? That's a positive. A positive approach explains to them what they did.
Right, and now the child is learning. They're learning, hey, okay, I did smack her. That wasn't the right thing to do, but she told me next time to talk. And maybe it's going to take a couple times of saying that to the child. Hey, that hurt me. Say it over and over and over again. Eventually they're going to be like, oh, that's what she means. Okay, I'm going to use words now. It might take a while because their first instinct might be to just, be physical when they are frustrated, but they're learning. Your job is to teach them.
Right.
To teach them what the appropriate thing to do is.
And your job is to teach them whether your name is teacher or your name is parent or your name is grandparent or your name is aunt or your name is neighbor.
Right.
It's your job to teach them. We can't, erase behavior through a 3-word phrase.
Right.
We have to teach them what they need to do instead. Teaching children what they need to do instead is what positive approaches to behavior is. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And to kind of have confidence in children a little bit and say to them, I know you can do better next time. Here's how you do better next time.
Yeah. I believe in you. I believe that you will do better next time. Yeah. Like, and that's what they want. And they want to please you. So they'll be like, oh, I remember Miss Allison told me to do this. Oh, okay. Let me try. And they might not get it 100% right the first time because they're little and they don't always remember everything. And it's hard for them because they're in their emotions. But eventually they're going to be like, they're going to get it. It takes a while.
Right. It can take a lot of repetition.
A lot. It could take you all year.
Yeah, that's the role. Whether you are a family member or a teacher, that's the job.
That's the job.
And again, I'd like to find the first person who decided tacking no thank you onto the word no was the way to go. When I first started working, I may have mentioned this before, I don't remember, on another podcast episode, but I'm going to say it again if I did. When I first started working in early childhood, I worked at a place where on day one, new staff member orientation, they said, using negative words isn't allowed in our school. You can't say no and you can't say don't. So I thought for sure I was going to be fired for doing that because I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know what to do. Yeah. But I had to learn. And I learned it was the best training ground because everything that I state to children is in the positive. That's what a positive approach to behavior is. Everything I say to them is in the positive. I tell them what they need to be doing instead, what they can do next time. That's positive phrasing. To look at a child and say, if they're running down the hall, to say, walk, please. Right. Running could hurt you. Be safe and walk. That's the positive approach to behavior. Or hands go on your own body. Hitting someone hurts them. Say to that person, can I have the block, please?
Right.
Right?
Give them the words because they don't always know the right words to use. Give them the words. So
that is correct.
They can use them. Yeah. You know what? Another phrase is that it's not really a phrase, but it's just a way that people word things that kind of always I couldn't quite understand. Really, Rusty, I'm talking. Okay. Yeah, Rusty wanted to input. Okay. Is when say a child hits another child and you say, we don't do that here. So, because that's a very, saying don't, but also like the kid in his mind is like, but I just did.
Yeah, I think we do that here. So I think lots of kids do that here.
Yeah, instead of being very like direct and saying, that's not inappropriate or whatever it is. Like, I know you're upset. Hitting hurt him. Next time, use these words, But I hear that a lot, like where people are like, oh, we don't do that. We don't do that.
Apparently
and
we do.
We just did it. Yeah, we just did it. Like,
I would definitely, if I was standing there, I'd be like, apparently we do.
Yeah, I know. I've said that out loud. I'm like, yeah, but we do. Yeah. I'm like, we have, you did, so that always confused me a little bit too, is that a lot of people use that too. Like the no thank you. And that like, oh, we don't do that here,
Yeah.
And it's like,
that also doesn't change the behavior. To say we don't do that here does not change the behavior.
We don't do that here. Yeah. And the kid might be thinking like, okay, so I'm not going to do it here, but when I go to gym class, I'll just do it there.
Yeah. That's so true. So, okay,
yeah.
So I won't smack you, but I'm going to go smack somebody else.
Yeah. And I'll just do it in gym or in music class or wherever or at home because, the teacher said I can't do it here.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm hoping everybody thinks about their word usage.
Yeah.
And what it really means. Because I'm going to say this, that whole child smacks you and you look at them and go, no, thank you. I'm going to be like, no, thank you to that. How about that?
Yeah, no thank you.
No. We're just going to make it a no because even no thank you doesn't apply there. No.
But yeah, Because, okay, if you were in a workshop and teaching teachers and you said, and they told you something that they said, and you said, oh, no, thank you, that wouldn't teach the teacher.
That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah. We're doing this whole thing the past few episodes where we put it in really adult terms. We have to think of, can we think of one that would be almost similar? You're at work. You're at work.
At work?
Someone gossips about you in a really mean-spirited way. You go over there, you look at them, and you say, no, thank you, honey.
Right.
What?
Thank you for gossiping about me, but I don't want that right now. That's kind of what that means.
Yeah, no. Then you need to go over there and you need to say, I know that you gossiped about me. That's very hurtful. Right?
Hurts my feelings.
You have to say that's very hurtful. It damages people's reputations.
Right.
Please don't do that in the future.
Right.
That's really what you should do when you hear somebody gossips about you. You should say it. Tell them truth, like I'm telling you to tell children truth.
Tell them the truth, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And until our next episode, we hope that you will go and think about this. If it's something that you're doing, some teachers are telling me that their bosses make them do it, that it's become such a thing that the school principal or the school director says every time a child does something wrong, you have to say no, thank you. If that's the case, please refer them to the article I wrote on my blog, to this podcast episode, and let them know that what they're saying is not a positive approach to behavior. It doesn't even make sense in our culture in the English language. And then after you've done that, do me a favor, give us 5 stars for pointing this out to you and giving you a tool to point it out to your boss. Review the podcast. Is there anything else you want to say, Allison? Oh, I know. Allison has obviously disappeared, so I'll do it. Are you there?
It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear you.
All right, I'll do it.
Loud voice. Sorry.
Feel free. That's fine. Feel free to contact us anytime through our website, howpreschoolteachersdoit.com. Catch you next time.